All right, what's good, YouTube? So today I got a Patreon supporter. He asked me, and a YouTube supporter. He asked me what was some of my favorite songs that I produced. So we're gonna go over that now. It's a lot of songs that I've actually produced that I really like. So it's kind of hard for me to remember everything. So I pulled up the Wave One and Wave Two albums, and I'm gonna just go through these. There's a lot more that I've produced other than these, but I'm gonna just go through these two projects since these are the ones that people know the most. Starting off, one of my favorite placements my favorite placement that I ever got was, which one was it? It was this one. I'll show you which one. So far, my favorite one has always been, where is it? Hang on now. I've always liked doing my art too, like my art projects and whatnot. Uh, let's see. This has always been my favorite one that I've produced. This is a co-production between me and China. Mars 90, Uno the Activist, Thousand Man Fani, First Day in the Trap. This was actually the first song that collectively uh, China and I got produced together and got over 1 million plays. This was the very first one. And then we reposted it on our page, and we got up to, so far as of today, 766,000 on this other page, my backup page that I made, the Capsule Corp page. So First Day in the Trap is probably by far one of my favorite placements that I got. I don't know, I just really like that song. A couple other ones I've always liked is V-Lone Thug. V-Lone Thug is actually not one of my favorite lyrical songs at all by any means because it's not lyrical, it's not anything special or anything like that. But that was one of my favorite songs because I remember that placement very well, very vivid. I was actually at work at my on campus, and I worked a job on campus. I was actually worked in the caf, and I was just sitting in the caf one day. My phone just kept ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing while I was at work. So I was like, "What the heck's going on?" So I step in the back just to see what was up. And I look at my phone and I'm getting a bunch of notifications over and over again tagging me in a Playboy Cardi song. So this was actually the very first song that I got a placement with Cardi and Uno on it. Obviously, people that know the story know that the beat was stolen and everything like that. It was a loop that was well, it was a snippet that was looped. So that's always been one of my favorites just because it was one of my first ones that I actually got with Cardi. The next couple ones are that were my favorite was like Still Kicking. I've always liked that song, was a good one. Butterfly Coop I like because I like the story behind it. I like the fact that if you don't know that the way I got Butterfly Coop was there was after all that Playboy Cardi stuff happened with Velo and Thug, I had an engineer hit me up that had been in the studio and said, "Hey man, I heard about your story. I don't like the situation. I got this snippet that Cardi had recorded of something on your song, on your beat. I'll send it to you." And so the engineer, just because he heard my story and didn't like the situation, had met him and didn't like Cardi as a person, and knew what I was saying was true based off of meeting him in the studio. He sent me the snippet, and so I went and took that snippet, did the same thing Cardi did, re-looped it, and I got Young Bands on it. So I drove down to Atlanta. I let Young Bands rap on it. I recorded it on my laptop, and we put it out there. But that's how the Butterfly Coop song came about. If nobody knew, that was just like a basic, quick story. But that's been one of my favorite songs because of that situation. A couple other ones I like was I always liked Boat Time because when I made Boat Time and I got Yachty on it, Yachty was a really cool dude. He would communicate and go back and forth and would talk a lot. Like he would keep you in contact with or up to date with what was going on. And so after doing that, us making that song, I actually went down to Atlanta and went to go to one of his shows, and he said he was going to try to perform it. But we got down there and he performed some song on a couple songs. And it was right when he was getting popular, and I actually got to meet him in person and everything. We sat and talked for a little minute. I told him who I was and that I made the beat and everything, and we talked for a little bit, dapped me up and all that. It was pretty cool, and that's where you'll see that picture of me wearing like a green shirt with a vest on, I think, and I'm with Yachty, and we're taking a picture together. That's when that picture happened. Um, Another one that I've always liked, I always get compliments on this one, 32 Gang. 32 Gang was one of my favorite beats that I actually produced as well. is one of my favorite ones. I like that. I think that one was a collab. I cannot remember off the top of my head who I collabed with on that one, but that one's always been one of my favorites. And it was one of the only songs that I actually did with Warhol. I like Warhol's music quite a bit. Uh, I'll throw Joker in there as well too. Joker was another one of my favorites, and Laylo. These two right here were one of my favorites simply because the whole process of me doing Joker and Laylo of making the beats, it was really cool because D Savage was another artist that would actually keep in contact with me, and and he was there like every step of the way. So I literally made the beat, sent the snippets. He said I want these snippets. I sent him the full beats. He recorded on the full beats. He said I got two songs. He sent me the songs. I heard the songs. He asked me what I thought. We hopped on FaceTime. We talked about it. I got to talk to Joey Fats about Laylo, and he said, he showed me how to export the stems and everything and do that properly so that he could mix it and master it. And it was a cool process because these two songs were ideally exactly how I wanted to continue to run music, like working with people. Here goes my snippets. They pick some out, they rap on it, they keep me updated on the song, and they like people always would say, "Oh, I don't want the song to leak. I don't want this that." Those songs. If you're the producer, dude, like the song, like if they had sent me songs, they never would have leaked on my end. The only reason these songs ever leaked for these artists was because they were sending them out to people in their camp, and then their guys was leaking them. Their guys was selling them. It was not producers and things of that nature. Had all these artists sent me their songs, they never would have came out. They never would have posted up until they actually posted it. So the whole I'm not gonna do it because I want to not let the song leak. That's all. That's BS. They're people in their camps. The people that's closest to them are the ones that are leaking their music, not producers and whatnot. Um, I'll say another one I really like was First Night by Chapo. I simply like that one just because it's funny as hell. Like that one, that one's funny. And then another funny one is for the two songs that I made with I Don't Know Jeffrey. Those were actually the first two songs that I actually made and made a million plays off of those songs on my own, just off of the strength of making the beat, send it to him, and then just seeing what happens. And he actually made those beats in his tractor trailer, apparently, is what he told me. So that's kind of funny. But the two songs I made with I Don't Know Jeffrey, I think one is 5 a.m. and the other one is No Rubbers. No Rubbers is by far the most hilarious song that I've ever produced. It's stupid, but it's funny to me. But those are some other favorites. Now that like after thinking about it, I like all my songs for different reasons. It may not even be because of the lyrical purpose. So then I got a couple other songs that I really like that I've produced, like on Wave Two. So for those that don't know, Wave One was my first project. Obviously, Wave Two is the second one, but it's just the compilation of all the songs that I've produced or either co-produced, and then I put them in different waves. So the Wave One songs came out first, and the Wave Two songs came out. I actually have a couple of other songs that I could put together and make a Wave Three. But what I think I'm going to end up doing is putting Wave One and Two all onto one tape, and then adding bonus tracks that would technically be Wave Three. The reason I'm doing it like that is because it's very hard to find Wave One in total with all the songs, simply because I had to deal with artists flagging my songs because they were butthurt about certain situations and things because I found out a way how to collect the royalties and the money associated with the music that we made while keeping them cut out of it. And the only way that they could have got into it was if they asked for my permission and got information from me. And so they didn't like that because that's how they were trying to, do things with me. They were going to take my stuff and not let me get, any parts of it at all whatsoever. I'm willing to give them parts of it. They just don't know how to do it. And I'm not going to sit back and explain it to them. They can sit here and watch my YouTube videos and figure out how to do it. But I guess it's too much pride for them. But on to Wave Two, Backseat Shorty. That I get compliments on this song still to this day. People love this song for whatever reason. And I think it's because of that one little simple bar that LC Levi said. He said, "Them Zanny's kicking my ass again." And for whatever reason, every time I see somebody, they'll say, "Zanny's kicking my ass again," and then they'll start rapping the song, and that's always been one of my favorite. Now I always use this song, Backseat Shorty, as an example to show that when I was dealing with LC Levi, he was just getting a couple thousand plays on songs. But then we made this song, and this one got where did we? Well, on here got 6,000 plays, but that one had gotten well into the 200,000 plays, and that was the biggest song he had at that point in time. I don't know if it still is, and that was one of the bigger songs that I had too. That was on my own, just kind of like just sending to random different people's to create content with. Um, I like this one too, the Smooth and Narrow one. Pinned it just simply because the beat style is very different. That's Sad Ballman and I had done together. I really enjoyed that one. I always like Slayer as well because I actually recorded that one and kind of cut up the beat, moved it around, put it together. Kind of like that was one of the first songs that I actually really put together as far as editing it, like cutting it up, layering it a certain way. And I got my manager to do it because he was a little bit better at it, and so he kind of fixed it up for me and whatnot. Uh, that the first night, like I said with Chapo, that's another one that's hilarious to me, to be honest with you. But another one that I've really always liked too was Space DeLorean, just simply because it's my beat and it's me rapping on it. So I always think that's interesting because I'm like the way that I rapped on that, even though I just did it just to be making a song, just just to do it. The reason I like that is because the way that I kind of rapped on it is how I envision people rapping on my beat. So it's kind of like more or less a template to show people like this is kind of what I'm looking for and expecting from out of my music. So or out of my beats and whatnot. So I like that one because it was a good representation of what I'm kind of looking for when I create my own content. But that's all I got for you guys today. I just wanted to keep it short and simple, nothing too crazy. Just kind of give you guys an idea of what stuff I like, what stuff I did, and kind of how maybe a little slight background story behind it. All of these songs have a story, man. Like all of them, I can tell you something individually different about each one of them stories. Like Tragic with Terrence Escobar, China and we were in there when they were recording that. We recorded Pinned It with Smooth and Narrow. You know what I mean? So it's just cool because all of these, like, they're all songs, and all these songs are just a couple minutes, 2, 3 minutes long. But those 2, 3 minute long songs all have a story, some type of history or something behind it that's like a real deep ingrained memory. Just even the fact of me making my own cover art while I was in college, like I was going to school for this, and so I decided to make my own cover art for these projects and and whatnot. It's just really cool looking back to seeing that this stuff is 6, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, and it's still relevant. People still listen to it. People still ask me about it. It's still getting played. Um, it's really cool. Like it's really cool watching this whole process kind of have unfold and happen, and kind of see what I've done and created in the music world, and how I could God forbid I could drop dead today, and these songs and this stuff will still last forever. It'll still be here even past when I'm not here. People still may be listening to these songs in the next few years. Who knows? So it's really cool just watching the process and having something that's permanently out there with your name attached to it, that's attached and associated with you, that's out there that people really love and gravitate to. So that's why I continue to make videos, do the music, and whatnot, and do just other things that I think will be helpful and beneficial in the music world for other artists and creatives. So I'm not gonna hold you guys too long. Kind of keep it short. We're gonna keep it under 15 minutes today. But that's all I got for you guys, man. So follow me on all social media. Milan makes beats. If I got it, you'll find me. If I don't, you won't. That's really all I got for you. So leave a like in the comment, or leave a like. Leave a comment in the comment section. If you dislike this video, dislike it. Either which way, just interact with the video because it's helping me with my algorithm. I can see the uptick and my views, and the views are accumulating a little bit faster. I've noticed more people are liking the videos that are new people, and I'm also noticing people that are commenting and asking questions that are new people. And some people haven't never even heard of me, so when they find my page for the first time, it's like they're stumbled on a gold mine is how they feel, because they just they find a lot of content that they find useful. So that's all I got for you guys, man. Just for like I said, follow me on all my social media, Milan Makes Beats, and just keep showing love and support. And that's all I got for you guys, man. I appreciate it. Peace.